What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire. All right? Spread it across the internet and throughout the world, and let everybody you know. Let them all know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I love being independent now, folks. I'll tell you that right now. The official website, ghost.report. All right, that's all you have to type in your browser. All right, that's it. It's as simple as that, ghost.report. Add that to your bookmarks. Add that to your favorites. Folks, it is a Baller Friday, folks. I want to say happy Baller Friday to everybody who's listening to me throughout the internet and throughout the world. This is episode number 612. Episode number 612 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I want to say what's going on to everybody into the True Capitalist Radio chat room, folks. What's going on to them fellas in there? How you doing? And by the way, if you have not done so already, get yourself a free Gab account, all right? And if you don't know what Gab is, it's the definite alternative to Twitter or Twatter or whatever the hell you want to call it. All right, the last bastion of freedom of speech on the internet today. Get yourself a free Gab account, and once you do, follow me on there, for son of a bitch. Follow me. Follow me on there under the name Politics Ghost. All right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And once you're following me on Gab under the name Politics Ghost, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, once again, I want to say a happy Baller Friday to the True Capitalist Radio chat room in here. What's going on? If you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all you have to do is go to my Gab account right now. Check out my Gab. Look at my Gab. Check out my Gab account, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, and hit the subscribe button for premium content, all right? Hit the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, go ahead and private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name, and I will give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple, and I want to remind everybody here this month, next month, tomorrow technically is next month. In the month of September, we're going to be giving out a physical newsletter, mailed out physically to everyone who wants one that is subscribed to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. I'm telling you, we got a whole bunch of things going on here, so I don't know what you're doing. Subscribe right now. Once again, go to Politics Ghost, click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, private message me on Gab, man. All right, let me know your Discord chat name, and I'll be sure to give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. Now that we got that all out of the way, folks, I hope you're having yourself a hell of a Baller Friday. I know I am. I wish I was drinking, folks. Believe it or not, this is the weekend of 60 days. It's 60 days, for Christ's sake. I have not had any alcohol. And I want to be honest with you, I've been wanting to have some alcohol. I promised myself after 60 days I would have alcohol, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to have any. All right? I'm not going to have any, and the reason I'm not going to have any, folks, is because I feel better. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to see how long I can take this whole no alcohol thing. Now, I will be back, all right? I'm not some straight-edge fruit bowl or something. All right, I will be back. But in the end, folks, I definitely do want to, calm my ass down, let the insides clean out, and all that good stuff. So if you're celebrating Baller Friday today with an alcoholic libation, or whatever your vice may be, it could be a gallon of Haagen-Dazs, a whole pie in one fork, whatever, I want to say cheers to everybody who's out there celebrating Baller Friday. And for all those that are new, asking yourself, what the hell is Baller Friday? It's that time of the week where us capitalists, we look back at this week's labor, at this week's wages, at this week's salary, and bask in our success in any capacity that we are. Let me tell you, I don't care what you do for a living. If you are working for a living, you are a capitalist, and you're definitely above everybody who is non-productive. You know, one thing that I've hated, that I guess is another one of these memes, quote unquote, in this, memeing world. Have you ever heard this meme in the, 4chan, 8chan memeing capacity? Wage cuck? Huh? I never thought I'd ever hear people call another working human being a, quote, wage cuck. I mean, desecrating people that are trying to work for an honest living. I've never heard of such a thing in my life, but this is the new millennial memeing generation where they think that they're so goddamn great that they're above labor. It's fucking disgusting, man. And let me tell you, anybody who makes the reference wage cuck in any capacity should be shot dead. All right? And you can tell anybody I said that, man. How dare you disrespect anybody for making a damn honest living? How dare you, when you're doing nothing but collecting autism bucks, while you're sitting there sucking off the government teat? And I'm telling you, folks, capitalism, at least the capitalism I'm advocating, not only should capitalists be in charge of the mechanisms that are the institutions of governing people, but by God, folks, I think capitalists should be the exclusive group, the exclusive party that is legally allowed to vote. All right? I've said it, and I've said it before. I believe capitalists. Now, how are we going to find out who's a capitalist and who isn't? If you work for a living and you pay taxes, that's how you know you get to vote. I mean, how hard is that? How and why is it morally acceptable for the unproductive of the world to be able to participate in the same process of electing their leaders as the productive? Tell me how that's moral and acceptable. It isn't. Only leftists make you believe this type of malarkey. And that's why I believe, folks, if us as capitalists are going to advocate anything, we need to advocate that the exclusive right to vote should belong to those that are productive. How do we know they're productive? They are making an honest living and paying taxes. Now, of course, some of you autistic, idiot, memeing cases will say, well, Ghost, what if they make like a very small amount of an annual income and they don't necessarily pay taxes, but they get their tax money back at the end of the year? What about that? You dumbass. This is what you don't understand. Even if somebody is working and doesn't meet the threshold to pay income taxes, and they get the money that's been deducted from their pay throughout the year back at the end of the year, folks, do you understand that the government utilizes that money from all the people that are working that it's pulled out from, that don't pay taxes? I'm talking about your average, what these dumb, stupid, memeing millennial pieces of loser trash would call a wage cuck. Somebody who's in the fast food industry, somebody who's delivering pizzas, somebody who's in that arena in which they don't meet the threshold to pay income tax. Like, everything that's pulled out is taken at the end of the year. Do you understand that the government uses that money? That's why they force you to wait for it at the end of the year. What the government does, it takes the money and puts it in an interest-bearing account. Yeah. While you're waiting, while they dock it out of your pay, and even though you're not paying taxes and you get it back all at the end of the year, they're putting your money into an interest-bearing account so that that interest can help pay for the interest of the $21 trillion the United States has on the books and counting. Now, for all you folks that think, man, I get all the money at the end of the year, you know that you're not getting one decimal point of interest off that whatsoever. You're basically allowing the government to take it and put it in these interest-bearing accounts so that they could pay the interest on the $21 trillion debt. So what I'm saying is, even those people that get money at the end of the year, that work, that don't meet the threshold for income tax, even they have the right to vote because their money is being withheld from them so that it can pay interest on the debts that this government has incurred. And because of that, and because they don't get any interest off of the money that is withheld from them until the end of the year, I think that fully obliges them to go and be a part of the privy party that votes exclusively. And I don't care if people have a problem with this or not, but that's the way it should be. And I didn't mean to go off on that soliloquy about this, folks, but I'm sick and tired in this modern day and age, especially during the midterm 2018 elections. We have people that are trying to rabble-rouse the unproductive to overwhelm the polls so that they can elect these bureaucratic nothings, these paper pushers, these people that want nothing more than to grow bureaucracy. I'm sick of it. And, folks, there is no moral acceptance to this, folks. Anybody that tries to say, well, it's not fair because you're making all this money and these people aren't. Hey, you can go out and get a job, and that's how you become productive in society. And it doesn't matter what job it is. It doesn't matter if you're a wage cuck, like these faggots in the millennial memeing generation like to continue to talk about. If you're making an honest living, you're way above anybody who is non-productive. Do you understand me? If you're making any kind of an honest living, you are above, you are better than the people that are not productive and that are sitting and sucking up the government tax-paying teat. You are better than these people. You need to understand that. You need to recognize that. You need to identify that. Any job, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're cleaning enema bags for a living. I don't care if you're cleaning the leftover secretions at the end of a night in a pornography theater. I don't care what you're doing. As long as you're getting paid to do it, and as long as you're paying taxes, you and your vote and your authority should supersede those that are unproductive. And I don't give a shit what anybody on the left tries to say. Oh, that's not fair. You know what's not fair? People that produce nothing are being supported by those that produce. That's what's unfair. That's what's fucking unfair. Anyway, look, before we get on to the financial portion of this broadcast, I want to talk about something as well. Now, unfortunately, folks, this show, I was talking about the stupid e-celeb right-wing personalities in the previous broadcast. In, what was it, episode number 611 is when I was talking about these e-right-wing celebs, and I kind of went a little overboard, I do admit it. But I think anybody who has been in my shoes for the past 10 years and, who's been out here putting his neck on the line, putting his freedom on the line, doing what he has to do to the cause, I think people would understand where the fuck I'm coming from. But unfortunately, folks, we have got the attention of one of these e-right-wing celebs. And look, I know what you fucking trolls out here saying, hey, look at what Ghost said about you. Hey, look at Ghost said. Look, fuck off, trolls, all right? You've been rejected from this goddamn show for a reason. All right? Can you just piss off? Can you take your fucking ball and go home? Go the fuck home. All right, yeah, Ghost, he sucks, whatever. Whatever. Go the fuck home. Christ, man. But no, they keep pushing the issue. They keep listening to the broadcast. They keep crawling up my freaking ass, for Christ's sake, like they want to take a whiff of it, for Christ. Take about 10 steps away from my freaking butt crack, you internet butt stalkers. And I know it was you. I know it was you fucking trolls that were out here, you know,
hey, Ralph retort, why don't you go take a look at what Ghost said about you and this faggot metalcore? Why don't you go take a look?
And let me tell you, I really don't appreciate that. Okay? I don't appreciate you trolls doing that, and I don't appreciate the Ralph retort, first of all, playing the content, and secondly, look, I don't have nothing against Ralph at this point, but those three other faggots that are sitting there circle jerking with him, I didn't appreciate what they said about me, all right? And I want to be honest with you, I don't want to be interviewed by nobody, okay? Nobody interviews Ghost, all right? Ghost doesn't accept interviews, and that's what they were talking about when they were sitting there trying to critique whatever the hell was. I mean, whatever it is, I am not going to be interviewed by anybody. Do you understand me? Ghost is not interviewed by no one. I don't care who you are, especially an right-wing celeb. And I know what you're going to do, Ralph, okay? You're going to put me on your goddamn broadcast, and you're going to bring in Mr. Metalcore and have your little fucking fruity-ass little internet blood sports shit. I don't want to partake in that. I'm serious business. Do you understand that? I'm as serious as a heart attack when it comes to my political ambitions, to my political will. I'm not some right-wing fucking celeb troll ass crack. I know it was you trolls, man. I know it was you fucking assholes. Fuck you. You fucking trolls, just leave me the hell alone already. You understand we're in the midst of the 2018 midterms, man. We gotta take shit serious. That's why I turned the direction of this broadcast into a more serious direction. Do you understand that? There's no more time to be waxing your carrot to fucking cartoons, you stupid, dumb, pathetic waste of life man-children. There's no more time to be sitting there getting your thumbs bruised on playing video games, you stupid morons. Good God. Listen, I'm not going to be interviewed by nobody. Do you understand? Unless by some chance Tommy Lahren may want to do a broadcast interview or something, I'll consider it. Other than that, go fuck yourself. All right? Other than that, I'm not getting interviewed by nobody. Ghost doesn't get interviewed by nobody. And you trolls, I have a message for you, okay? Leave me the hell alone. This is my broadcast. You people have fucked around with it for years already. For years. And that's enough. All right, that's enough. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else and count the bacon bits out of your fucking ass and go do it to some other content creator. Why don't you go do it to that faggot, perverted piece of fucking fruit bowl crap, autistic, big chew nose having ice Poseidon? Why don't you go take and go fuck with him? He's a perverted piece of autistic trash that'll wax his carrot to your stupidity and fucking autism. I am not entertainment for tards. I will never be entertainment for tards. I'm a capitalist. Don't you understand that? Capitalism to the soul, to the bullet hole. I'm a capitalist. Son of a bitch. Let me tell you something, man. I'm going to be completely honest. I really don't want to broadcast today, all right? I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't feel like broadcasting today because it's a Baller Friday, and I wish I could go and have a decent fucking Friday for once instead of sitting here doing this broadcast. And I know what you trolls are doing. I know what you're up to, man. Don't suck me back into that troll shit. This fucking goddamn show is serious business, man. That's the bad part about doing a show. Doing a damn show on the internet. Good God. Anyway, folks, look, I'm sorry I'm going off keister here. I know that it may sound like I'm a little upset. I am upset. I am upset because I get no respect around these internets. Do you understand? I get no respect. I've been around for 10 goddamn years, throwing around my manly dominance all over this goddamn internet like it ain't shit. 10 goddamn years. And yet, it seems to me, the more fruit bowl you are, the more that you sound like you just popped out of the anal passage of Richard Simmons, the more people are going to like you. The more people are going to be like,
yeah, I want to listen to your content. You're a real fruit bowl, and I like that, because I'm a fruit bowl, too.
I never thought I'd see the day. I mean, I was talking to the Inner Circle today, and by the way, I love the Inner Circle, man. Cheers to you guys. I'm glad we, kicked out the disgusting piece of waste of life, half black kid, half deaf kid riffraff out of there. But I was saying, I mean, it seems as if, I know this sounds crazy, all right, I know it sounds crazy, but it seems as if that I have woken up in a whole new paradigm, and what was normal at one time, which seems like a whole different world, has completely changed into this ridiculousness that I'm witnessing right before our eyes right now. And it's getting worse and worse as days go by. It's getting worse and worse. Anyway, look, I'm going to move on, all right? I'm going to talk a little bit of crypto and some finance, because that's what we need to get to on this part of the broadcast. Now, as you can see, folks, we did see a crypto increase the last time we were talking to one another. And if you want my opinion, we're starting to see it level off. We're starting to see it hold steady as the U.S. dollar is starting to gain at a very, very incremental rate. If you take a look at the U.S. dollar index, you can see it's on the plus side, not by much, but still on the plus side. And the reason is, folks, is because, well, everything seems to be going America's way, isn't it? 4.2% GDP growth, lowest unemployment for African Americans ever, lowest unemployment for Hispanics ever, lowest unemployment for people without high school diplomas. Can you believe that? Lowest unemployment for people without high school diplomas ever. I mean, this is definitely a economically charged economy thanks to a capitalist being at the helm of the presidency. I'm talking about Donald Trump. And we're seeing a little bit of leveling off as far as the cryptocurrency markets are concerned. So let's go ahead and take a look at it since we're talking about crypto. Market capitalization for the entire cryptocurrency market is $228 billion market capitalization. So once again, we're leveling off around 228. I saw it go down to 225, went back up to about 230. So we're leveling out at these points. Let's hope that this becomes a new normalcy of low here before the big rise as we get closer and closer to the holiday season. Now, once again, I know people are suggesting that, well, Ghost, what if the Federal Reserve raises interest rates? That's going to cause a decrease in the cryptocurrency markets. Well, of course it is, folks, but as we heard Jerome Powell at the Jackson Hole, Wyoming meeting of the Federal Reserve, he's very dovish, for a lack of a better term, on raising interest rates. He deems that raising interest rates is probably necessary to stop an overheating of a market that could be, pulling in numbers that could potentially be drastic when they're dropping down. Now, with that being said, he also invoked the name Alan Greenspan in that same speech, and we all know, if you happen to know Federal Reserve chairmen in your history, Alan Greenspan was the Federal Reserve chairman that started the free running of the American money presses. He just kept that money press working and working. I mean, folks, that's why you saw at one point in time gold almost hit $4,000 a troy ounce. That's why you saw silver go up to about $80 a troy ounce, because our U.S. dollar was becoming so overprinted that the value of it was getting worse and worse. And I always told you folks that all you have to do is look at the gold and silver prices compared to whatever fiat to show whether or not a currency is valuable or it isn't valuable. When you see a high price of gold and silver on a fiat currency, that means the fiat currency is not valuable. If you see a low price on gold and silver, that means a fiat currency is actually valuable. That is the perfect litmus test. That's why gold and silver prices are always repetitively said throughout the day, throughout business channels and other business media, because it's very important. I mean, it tells us whether or not we have a decent United States fiat currency or not. So we're starting to see a little bit of value come on the dollar, but since we've heard that dovish approach in raising rates by Jerome Powell, the present Federal Reserve Chairman, a lot of people in the stock market and a lot of people in the cryptocurrency markets at this point in time are buying in. All right, are buying in at this point in time. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Now, what have I told you about Bitcoin? We're waiting for BTC's gradual rise. Everybody knows it's coming. You know, you have to, buy in, and you got to hold on, because we all know, and all you have to do is just take a look at a variety of different factors. Obviously, I've been saying repetitively that the business media, the CNBCs, the Fox Businesses, these people, Bloomberg's, they have been pushing these so-called experts that claim that Bitcoin is going to be going up to prices that I can't even imagine. I mean, you had some expert claiming that Bitcoin will be 50,000 at the end of the year. Some of them are saying 20,000. Some of them are saying 80,000. What that says to me, folks, is that there is definitely going to be a pump on Bitcoin at this point in time. Now, I think that we're starting to see this in the market today, and the factors that we need to look at to see a major increase in this cryptocurrency market, aside from the U.S. dollar and whether or not it's valuable or not, we need to make this particular investment, I'm talking about cryptocurrency, a legit investment to the major players of investing worldwide. And who are the major players? The people who play stocks, the people who play commodities, the older people, at least in America, the boomers, which you dumbass millennials keep criticizing, yet you're almost half their age at this point in time, and you're about to die in about 30 or 40 years, and you haven't accomplished shit. The boomers have 80% of America's wealth. And it's those people that need to come into the cryptocurrency market in some capacity, whether it's directly investing in cryptos themselves or utilizing financial instruments that are offered by legitimate financial institutions that'll give investors like this the confidence to invest in such a investment. Now, what's not helping our case in cryptocurrency, folks, is fucking Dogecoin, all right? Now, I know everybody's circle jerking their pricks right now that, oh my God, Dogecoin, I mean, it's up 50% today. Oh my God, Dogecoin, we're so great. It's stupid shit like this. Stupid internet shit like this is the reason why we are waiting for at least $1 trillion in market capitalization to come into the cryptocurrency market, because how are people who take investment very seriously, who have big-time money in major investments, how are they going to take cryptocurrency seriously when you have a bunch of neckbeards, a bunch of dorks, four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten stepchildren, fucking losers out here that are promoting and actually putting money into Dogecoin? Now, for all those folks that don't know, Dogecoin has been up about over 100% here in the past couple of days. Why? Because, believe it or not, okay, now what did I tell you about Ethereum first before I tell you why? What did I tell you about Ethereum and why I don't like Ethereum? Aside from Ethereum, let's go ahead and cover Ethereum and Doge at the same time. Ethereum, ETH, okay? ETH is a symbol for Ethereum. Market capitalization for Ethereum is $28 billion market cap. Now, what did I hate about Ethereum? The circulating supply. The circulating supply for Ethereum right now is 101 million. Now, folks, I have been concerned about this because Ethereum has no total supply. Remember, I keep saying that shit. There's no total supply for Ethereum. So this is technically, and what did I always say that Ethereum was? It's like a Dogecoin. Remember, I always said that shit. Well, guess what the fuck is happening? Well, first of all, Ethereum, aside from what I'm about to tell you, Ethereum has also announced that it's going to take away mining rewards from folks that are mining Ethereum because they're going to make this transition, for a lack of a better term, from proof of work into proof of stake. So obviously people are kind of not on board with that at this point. So a lot of things happening. That's why you see Ethereum down right now. Ethereum is down 0.19%. Current price for Ethereum, $282.95. Now, why am I covering Ethereum and now covering Dogecoin? And why is Dogecoin up 50% right now? Because, folks, Doge and Ethereum had some kind of a one-night stand, fucked, whatever, and out came what? Doge Ethereum. Oh, that's what's fucking driving the Dogecoin up. They fucking merged Ethereum and Dogecoin and created Doge Ethereum, and that's why you're seeing these runs right now on Doge, which is fucking ridiculous. All right? This is fucking ridiculous. It underscores once again how and why millennials have never been taken seriously whatsoever. Never. Because they do stupid shit like this. I mean, this is legitimate money. I mean, right now, folks, Doge's market capitalization is $560 million. $560 million of crap. Folks, do you know how much is in circulation of Doge right now? I mean, it's 115 billion. 946 million, or excuse me, let me repeat that again. 115 billion, 946 million, 995,483 Doge in circulation. And you know what? It's never going to end. I mean, it's a joke coin. It was a meme coin. It was a joke. And that's what I don't understand. I mean, you stupid, dumb millennials, that's why you are going to be the forgotten generation. That's why you're all a bunch of losers right now. That's why none of you in America that are millennials have taken control of any of the institutions of government, any institutions of corporate edifices, anything. Y'all haven't taken control of anything because you're fucking stupid. You're too busy waxing your carrot to fucking porno cartoons and playing video games and putting your fucking autism bucks or whoever's fucking money into stupid fucking shit like Dogecoin. And then you wonder why Wall Street and people that are, have trillions of dollars. I mean, do you understand that the stock market has over $30 trillion in a market capitalization? Do you understand that? Do you understand that that's big time money, and that the money that we're messing with in this cryptocurrency market is at the very scratch of the surface? And the reason that we haven't seen more money come in is because Wall Street sees stupid shit like this, like fucking Dogecoin. I mean, how is anybody supposed to take this investment community serious when you've got fucking garbage like this? Unfucking believable. Anyway, let me move on. I was going to talk about Bitcoin, but I got sidetracked because of the rendezvous that Ethereum and a Doge had. They had a little bit of quickie behind of a fucking crypto dumpster of shit coins, and out comes Ethereum Doge, or Doge Ethereum, whatever the fuck it's called. Doge Ethereum is what it's called. What a joke. Bitcoin, BTC, Current market cap for Bitcoin is $121 billion market cap. Circulating supply, 17.2 million in circulation for Bitcoin. In the past 24 hours, BTC has gone up 1.02%. Current price for Bitcoin is $7,033.03 per Bitcoin. Now, let's go ahead and get to Bitcoin Cash since we've already covered Ethereum, folks. You know I like Bitcoin Cash. A lot of reasons. Definitely a holder for the next 6 months, so let's take a look at it. BCH is the symbol. Market capitalization is $9.4 billion market cap. Circulating supply for Bitcoin Cash is 17.3 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, BCH has gone up 1.17%. Current price for Bitcoin Cash, $544.32 per Bitcoin Cash. Let's get to Litecoin. Litecoin market capitalization is $3.6 billion for LTC is the symbol. The circulating supply for Litecoin is 58 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Litecoin has gone up 3.11% increase. Current price for LTC, $62.08 per LTC. Now let's get to Ethereum, folks, or excuse me, Ethereum. Let's get to Monero. My apologies. Monero. What did I tell you about Monero? It likes to run, baby, run, and this was one of those days where it likes to run. That's why I cover this son of a bitch, because I like this for a short or pattern trading play. Now, I want to be honest with you. I heard an expert today, or read an expert in one of these cryptocurrency publications, that Monero, according to this genius, could go up to $18,000 a cryptocurrency. Now, I don't think that's the case at all, and let me tell you why. Even though this may have a privacy component to the coin, I don't see another total supply of Monero. Even though Monero right now is at a, decent amount of circulation, I don't see an end circulation for Monero. And when I see an end circulation for coins, to me, that gives me a certain level of certainty that, this isn't going to be the Federal Reserve all over again. I mean, there's only going to be a finite amount of crypto. And I don't see any end or any total supply for Monero, so let's just go ahead and cover it because I like it for a short and pattern trading play. Monero XMR is the symbol. Market capitalization is $1.9 billion market cap. The circulating supply, folks, for Monero is 16.3 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Monero has gone up. Check this out, folks. 13.37% increase on the day for Monero. All right, big time increase. Did y'all hear that? 13.37% increase. Current price for Monero, folks, $116.28 per Monero. I told you it likes to run, baby. I told you. Now let's take a look at Dash, folks, D-A-S-H. You know that I've always liked Dash, folks, and not to mention it has been making major runs as of late because Dash is becoming widely accepted in South America as a means of exchanging goods and services. And here the other day when we saw Dash go up about 20% plus is because they have integrated a Dash wallet within the cell phone distribution of certain areas of South America. So they're going to be able to digitally transfer Dash to each other via phones that already have the Dash wallet in there. So that kind of integration kind of puts a certainty that the acceptability and usage of Dash is going to be here for a while. People are liking that. Let's take a look at Dash. Market cap is $1.6 billion market capitalization. Circulating supply is 8.2 million. So this is a very, I like the circulating supply for that. The circulating supply is 8.2 million in circulation. Now, this one does have a total supply. The total supply for Dash, since I've been talking about total supplies here in this broadcast, the total supply for Dash is 18.9 million. That's going to be the total supply at the end of all the mining. Now, we're just barely at 8.2 million. That's why I like Dash for mining at this point in time. For all you folks that have miners or have any kind of hardware in which you can mine these coins, Dash looks very attractive. And the reason is, folks, is because take a look at the price. Take a look at what it was. All right, its all-time high is at around $1,600. And it's a beautiful opportunity to start mining now and getting paid off later. Now, for you folks that are unaware, Genesis-mining.com does allow you to be able to mine without having the physical hardware there on your vicinity. You could be able to just kind of buy a mining contract, which many in the inner circle have already. Many people in the True Capitalist Radio chat room have already. In my opinion, folks, I like the Dash contracts that are available. Now, take a look at my Gab right now if you want to take a look at the link to the Dash contracts. But they look very attractive because the price of Dash is still very low and the circulating supply of Dash is still very low. You get yourself a 2-year contract. And, folks, I'm still getting paid on my contracts that I bought in April of 2017. And my contract ends this next April. And I'm telling you, folks, this is legit. I love Genesis Mining. I have several contracts. If you want a heads up, I personally believe, take a look at my Gab, Genesis-mining.com. Take a look at the Dash contracts. And I think that they'll be highly profitable for you, especially at these prices. All right? And don't forget to use the discount code, baby. You got to use the discount code so that you can get yourself a little bit off. All right? WEA296 is the discount code. Once again, the Genesis-mining.com discount code is WEA296. Now, once again, I'm giving everybody a heads up. I do like the Dash contract in this availability of contracts on Genesis. I'm going to be honest with you. I like it. I like it a lot. All right? So with that being said, where are we at on Dash? In the past 24 hours, Dash has gone up, folks, 6.40%. The current price for Dash right now is $194.73 per Dash. And like I said, folks, we got people holding the bag on that son of a bitch all the way until $1,600. Let's take a look at Ethereum Classic. Now, why am I covering Ethereum Classic? Aside from it being put on the Coinbase mainnet, I personally believe this is going to be a very attractive look here when Ethereum decides to do whatever it's going to do. Because, once again, the only difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic is that Ethereum Classic is ran by a group or an organization. Now, when it comes to Ethereum, it's ran by Vitalik and that one communist Indian dude and a couple other people, and that's it. I mean, it's up to these guys on whether or not they're going to make it a proof of stake or make it proof of work. It's up to them whether or not they're going to distribute a massive amount of Ethereum or they're not. I mean, they become the virtual central bank, in my opinion, when it comes to Ethereum, and that's what's making Ethereum Classic look very attractive. So with that being said, ETC is the symbol for Ethereum Classic. Current market capitalization for Ethereum Classic is $1.3 billion market capitalization. The circulating supply for Ethereum Classic is 104 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Ethereum Classic has gone up 0.51% increase. Current price for Ethereum Classic is $12.88 per Ethereum Classic. Let's take a look at Zcash, folks. You know I'm a big fan of Zcash for a lot of different reasons. Aside from this having the privacy component in the blockchain, it's a very low circulation. You've got some Wall Street investment interest already integrated in the coin. Lots of reasons to like this. Let's go ahead and take a look at Zcash, ZEC. And by the way, Genesis-mining.com does have Zcash, I believe, mining contracts. I could be wrong. No, you know what? I think I'm wrong. I'm telling you, they just they sell out like that, man, because people want to be able to use that as a means of generating income, man. I mean, we are at the infancy of cryptocurrency, my friends. Anyway, let's get to Zcash, ZEC. Current market capitalization is $709 million in market capitalization. The circulating supply, 4.6 million. That's a very low number. I like it. 4.6 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Zcash has gone up 0.60%. Current price for Zcash is $151.05 per Zcash. Now let's go ahead and get to one of my main holdings, and I'm talking about Quantum, folks. QTUM is the symbol. Now, once again, folks, we're just waiting for the rise in this particular cryptocurrency. You can do all the research yourself. The technology is there. I mean, they are going to smoke Ethereum when it comes to the smart contract technology. I mean, I strongly advise you to take a look at many of the tokens that are currently being created from the QRC token. For all those that don't know, QRC tokens is the QTUM token base, which is being used to create other coins. Ethereum does the same thing. That's why if you happen to have a Exodus wallet and you want to trade any of the ERC20 tokens that are widely distributed on Exodus, you have to have some amount of Ethereum in your Ethereum wallets so that you could be able to send the ERC20 tokens in any kind of a sending or trading capacity. Now, I strongly recommend to take a look at Quantum's QRC20 tokens like Bodhi, which is the same thing, if not better, than Genosis and Augur. Take a look at Space Chain. Believe it or not, Space Chain actually runs off of a node that's on a satellite in space, believe it or not. Vivu, which I think could revolutionize the distribution of content on the internets. There was a movie that was recently distributed using Vivu QRC20 coin. Vivu distributed the first movie that was obviously based on cryptocurrency with this new technology. Now, what it is, Vivu uses the QRC20 x86 smart contract technology to allow a content creator to create a video, a piece of audio, something to that capacity, and have them have the ability to send it out all over the internet. Let's say you make a movie and you just send this blockchain file all over the internet. Well, the folks that want to access that content, they have to put in so many some odd Vivu or so many some odd Quantum or whatever the content creator is asking for to unlock the content. And what's so beautiful about it is that once the person that unlocks the content pays for it, the cryptocurrency automatically goes right to the content creator without any kind of middleman, without any kind of publishing company, without any of that stuff. Any of that stuff. It's going to revolutionize the way content is distributed, and it's going to revolutionize how content creators, specifically in the video arena, are going to get paid. And I like it a lot, folks, and that's why I'm a big believer in Quantum for the future. It's a long-term investment. It's a proof-of-stake coin, which means that the more Quantum you own and you hold in your cryptocurrency wallet, and you have to have it in your Quantum Core wallet, folks. You can't have it on your cell phone. You can't have it in the Exodus wallet. It has to be in the Quantum Core wallet online for you to stake your Quantum. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the specifics of QTUM. Market capitalization right now is $418 million market cap. Circulating supply is $88 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Quantum, QTUM, has gone up 1.72%. Current price for Quantum, folks, $4.71, and we're just gobbling that shit up, man. I'm not even kidding. There are young people that are in the True Capitalist Radio chat room right now that are realizing that
you know what, Ghost is onto something. I've researched, I've done this. I'm going to try to accumulate as much as I can so I can get the proof of stake money, which is a hell of a lot better than any financial instrument that's on Wall Street today, and then wait for that gradual rise, which I believe will take the same trajectory as Ethereum. And lest we forget, Ethereum went as high as almost $1,200 a goddamn crypto. And that was at the circulating supply of over 100 million. So keep all those numbers in the back of your mind, folks. That's why I like quantum. And, you know, whether you buy it, whether you don't, this is the future as far as I'm concerned. And that's why the Inner Circle, myself, and people in the True Capitalist Radio chat room majorly invest in it, all right? And not to mention, let's take a look at my second biggest holding, 42 Coin, folks. Why do I like 42 Coin? Because it's a long-term investment, and not to mention I'm trying to accumulate most of the coin because it's mine. I'm just joking, man. I'm trying to accumulate as much of the coin as possible. Because if I or the consortium of the Inner Circle own the majority of the coin, then we can dictate what happens to the coin. You understand what I'm saying? So, aside from it being a long-term investment, it's also a hedge against crypto contractions, folks. It's always stayed steady, any contraction that goes by, and lest we forget, it's a nice, decent swing or pattern trading play, excuse me. Anyway, let's take a look at 42 Coin. Current market cap is $1 million. The circulating supply for 42 Coin is 42 coins. That's it. No more, no less. 42 coins in circulation. In the past 24 hours, 42 Coin has gone up, folks. 14.15% increase for 42 Coin. Current price for 42 Coin is $25,820.05 per 42 Coin. And that concludes the coverage of cryptocurrency. And let's go ahead and talk a little bit about stocks, shall we? Now, stocks, folks, a little mixed today on stocks. Now, why is that? Because we were expecting some kind of a trade deal from Canada, right? Or I wasn't expecting it, but at least Wall Street was expecting it. And when there was no deal, or at least some tentative deal as it related to a new trade deal with the United States and Canada, of course, the peeps on Wall Street were a little poo-pooed about it. Now, according to the White House, we are going to continue these talks with Canada into next week. But if you want my opinion, the longer this goes, I'm sure the president is going to make sure it costs the Canadians tremendously. You know what I mean? The day of the rake is coming, Leafs! The day of the rake is coming, Leafs! But because there was no signed Canadian deal with the United States as far as trade is concerned, this is why you saw a little bit of a mix-up, kind of flat day today in the stock market. But even though we had a little bit of a mixed day, folks, lest we forget that this is the Trump economy. And, I mean, everybody has optimism right now, folks. I mean, can't you feel it? It feels a hell of a lot different than the Obama administration, right? Folks, a Zogby poll was taken amongst executives in corporate America. 83% of corporate executives say business is better than it was 2 years ago. I mean, what did I tell you? I had told you guys during the 2016 campaign, when Trump enters into office, that it's just going to be like night and day. A great economy. Why? Because Trump is a capitalist. Do you understand that? All these assholes that we elect to be our so-called leaders are nothing but useless paper-pushing bureaucrats that have no creativity, that have no foresight, that have no vision, that have no understanding of what the hell they are doing. I mean, can you believe that? 83% of corporate executives say business is better than 2 years ago, and 76% of those same executives see growth in the next couple of years, baby. Winning! I'm telling you, I love every day I wake up that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. All right?
But let's take a look at the stock market. Even though we had a little bit of a flat day today, I'm still bullish on this stock market, believe it or not. Remember, the end of the 2018 fiscal year is not over yet, baby, all right? Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial. It is down modestly today. It is down 22.10 points, a percentage decrease of 0.09%, closing out the Dow Jones Industrial at 25,964.82 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P 500. It is up modestly. It is up 0.39 points, a percentage increase of 0.01%, closing out the S&P at 2,901.52 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is up 21.18 points, a percentage increase of 0.26%, closing out the NASDAQ at 8,109.54 points for the NASDAQ composite. Now, I want to remind everybody how much gains we've had in 1 year. 1 year in these indices. For the Dow Jones Industrial, for the past year, the cumulative market has gone up 18.09% increase for the Dow for the entire year. So, I mean, come on, man. I mean, you can't get any more badass, capitalistic Trump economy than this. For the S&P 500, for the year, the entire indice of the S&P 500 has gone up 17.16% for the year. And take a look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ as an indice has gone up 26.02% for the year. Make America great again, baby. I love it. I'm loving it, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. And you know, you got to stop and ask yourself, hey, leftist, why are y'all bitching? What are y'all bitching about? Is it because you don't want to go out and get a job? Is it because you wanted to keep collecting that food card? Is it because you wanted to keep sucking off the government teeth for being an absolute non-productive nobody? Hey, a capitalist is in office, and now you're going to have to stop what you're doing, or I don't care what it is, and get back to work! Get back to fucking work! Anyway, let's take a look at commodities, folks, all right? Let's take a look at energy today. WTI sweet crude, folks, is down 45 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.64%, the current price for WTI sweet crude is $69.80 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. We got Brent crude down also 35 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.45%. Current price for Brent crude oil is $77.42 per barrel of Brent crude oil. Gasoline is up very modestly, 0.01%. Natural gas is up 1.46% increase for natural gas. Heating oil is down 0.31%. Let's take a look at the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's take a look at the goddamn metals. All right, let's take a look at gold, folks. Gold is up $1.70, percentage increase of 0.14%. Current price for gold is $1,206.70 per troy ounce of gold. We've got silver down today, 4 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.25%. Current price for silver is $14.56 per troy ounce of silver. Copper is down 1.71%. Platinum is down 0.27%. Let's go ahead and get to agriculture, shall we, folks? Let's get to grains. Corn is up 2.38%. Good God. Wheat is up 1.96%. Oats is up 2.02%. Rough rice is up 1.12%. Soybean is up 1.14%. And soybean oil is up 0.35%. And canola is up 0.12%. Man, everything's up today in the grains. Let's take a look at the softs. Cocoa, the base for chocolate, is up 2.68% increase for cocoa. Coffee is down 0.83% decrease. Sugar is up 0.28%. Orange juice is down 0.29%. Cotton is down 0.05%. And lumber, take a look at lumber, folks. People are wanting wood. They need a demand for wood. The wood is in. Lumber is up 2.29% increase on the day. Rubber is down 0.58%. And ethanol, good God, look at the day on ethanol. It is up 4.23% increase on the day. Let's go ahead and get to livestock, shall we? Let's get to livestock. We got live cattle. It is down today 0.28%. We've got cattle feeder. It is also down 0.83%. And lean hogs, folks. Good God, I don't know what's causing the increase in lean hogs. I guess people have had a little bit of an urge, some kind of an urge for ham bones or something. But lean hog is up, folks. 2.65% increase on the day. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. All right, Jesus Christ, I really appreciate you all for tuning in with me. Good cola. Anyway, we're now 2 minutes in to the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you all very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on this last day of August edition of 2018, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire, all right? Spread this show link around throughout the internet and throughout the world, and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And what do I always say? I love being independent now. Type this in your browser, add this to your bookmarks, add this to your favorites. The following, ghost.report. All right? It's as simple as that. Ghost.report. Add that to your bookmarks. Add that to your favorites. And by the way, folks, follow me on my only social media representation on the internet, and that's on Gab, folks. Anybody claiming to be me on any other social media, fake and gay, okay? Fake and gay. Anyway, you can follow me on Gab. And if you don't have yourself a free Gab account, then what the fuck are you doing, for Christ's sake? It's the last bastion of freedom of speech and social media today. Get yourself a free account, and once you do, follow me on Gab under the name Politics Ghost. All right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow on Gab. And once again, I want to say what's going on to everybody in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. How's everybody doing? And by the way, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, it's this simple. All right, listen to the following. Go to my Gab account right now, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, and click the subscribe button for premium content, baby. All right, click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, private message me on Gab. Private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name so I can give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple. Now that we got that all out of the way, let's go ahead and give some shout-outs to people that are in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. What's going on? Happy Bowler Friday to the folks in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, and of course, Happy Bowler Friday to the Inner Circle. Let's take a look. Who's in the True Capitalist Radio chat room? Tesla Cyberheart, Pepe the Frog, Nat in the House, Metaform, Man Bear Pig, Insane Energy, the Slayer himself, Holden Capitalist, Herb Capitalist, Hawk Late Milk. What's going on, man? We got Great Gains, Funky Butt Lovin', BP in the house. What's going on, man? We've got Boat in the place. We've got Blasphemous in the house. We've got Billy Cossack in the place. What's going on to Bash? How you doing, Bash? We've got Australian Capitalist. I'm sure he's working hard. And Aesthetic. How you doing, man? Anyway, what's going on to everybody in the chat room? Oh, yeah, Death to Tards is also in the chat room. What's going on to Death to Tards? What's going on to everybody in there? Curly, McWhirly, everybody, what's going on? If you want to be a part of the chat room, come on down, baby. Come on down and be a part of it. All right? It's as simple as that. And by the way, I want to give some shout-outs to a couple of peeps that have contributed to the cryptocurrency wishing well. All right, now, first person I want to give props to is Stagio. I don't think he's here. He hooked it up with some quantum. Thank you very much. And we also had a couple of anonymous quantums that have come around. And I want to thank you guys for that. Whoever the anonymous quantums were, I want to thank you guys for that. I also want to thank IceCap for hooking it up with some Zcash. So, once again, folks, thank you guys for hooking it up on the True Capitalist Radio Cryptocurrency Wishing Well. And look, for all those folks that are out there saying, hey, Ghost, why don't you get a Patreon? Get a Patreon. I don't want a Patreon. And like I said, folks, dangerous right-wing broadcasts like the one that you're listening to right now, the only way that we're going to be able to maintain sustenance and keep going is if we start exclusively going through cryptocurrency. So once again, thank all you guys. And by the way, if you appreciate the content of this broadcast, take a look at ghost.report, all right, and click the tab that says Cryptocurrency Wishing Well. Throw a little bit in that Cryptocurrency Wishing Well, make a wish, and all your wishes will come true. And let me go ahead and let me send some good vibes to everybody who sent something in the Cryptocurrency Wishing Well, all right? May all your wishes come true, and may they not only kick ass and take names, but they also slap the bejesus out of cartoon, fetish-having, pieces of video game playing, loser life, leftist garbage. All right? May all your dreams come true. Anyway, thank you guys genuinely for that. I really do appreciate that. And by the way, folks, we do have some apparel. We do have True Capitalist Radio swag in the house. If you haven't checked it out, it's at ghost.market. That's all you have to type in your browser. That's it. Ghost.market is as simple as that, baby. Okay? Take a look. We got all kinds of True Capitalist Radio apparel. We've got Ghost.report apparel. We got Russian hackers apparel. I've been wearing the Russian hackers around. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been wearing it around, for Christ's sake. Oh my God, are you a hacker? Yes, I am a hacker. I am the Russian hacker. Anyway, folks, now that we got that all out of the way, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some things. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I'm going to ad-lib a decent portion of this broadcast. I've only got two fucking production notes here. I've been taking care of my brick-mortar businesses out here, expanding them because it's Trump America, and I'm getting myself prepared for what's going to be, in my expectations, a very, very plentiful holiday season. And the only way you're going to be able to make large sums of money, if you happen to be in the retail sector, is to have enough product on hand. The more product that you have on hand, and you have to be a pretty good judgment on how many customers come into your place, how many regulars you have, what you're expecting. I mean, there's a lot of calculation in buying, because you don't want to overbuy, because if you overbuy, you're going to have to mark down the shit and take a loss. So that's what I've been doing, folks. It's been very hectic, but hey, baby, another day, another dollar, another reason for me to pop my collar. You understand? I love being a capitalist. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the president. All right? Now, for you folks that were unaware, the president had a speech yesterday in Evansville, Indiana, and it was once again one of your classic POTUS speeches, man. Classic POTUS speeches. He calls out the DOJ and the FBI on the Hillary Clinton double standard of justice. And no shit, it's a double standard of justice, folks. I mean, take a look at how much scrutiny that this president that we have in office has gone through via a special counsel, the Southern District of New York, and, you know, everybody else that's out there trying to find whatever dirt they can on the president. And, you know, after 2 years
and over $20 fucking million spent by the Robert Mueller special counsel, and all the prosecutions and the immunity deals being made, after all that's said and done, the only thing that these goddamn people have over our president is that he paid off a couple of slut bags to shut their damn mouths. I mean, are you kidding me? This is all you got? This is all you got? And not to mention, why do we even need to know about this? I mean, let's be honest. If these broads had signed a non-disclosure agreement or signed a settlement and took money and said they were going to shut up, shouldn't these broads be taken to court for violating that agreement and have all that money that, I don't know, Stormy Daniels is making, stripping her, dilated pupil eyes ass off across the country? I mean, I'm just saying. That's the whole reason why you sign a non-disclosure agreement or a settlement, so when you accept the money, you shut your goddamn cocksucker, in this instance, these porn stars and these playmates. Now, folks, I don't know if you were aware of this, but I was very well aware that Donald Trump liked women, okay? He liked very beautiful women. And I want to be honest, as a capitalist, and you're a billionaire, what good is it being a billionaire if you can't go out and have yourself some of the most beautiful women in the world and then throw in some money their way so that they could shut their stupid mouths? Because I don't think Donald Trump wants to break up his family and do all this nonsense just because he wants to use some stupid, useless slut bag as a sexual playground. And that's why he paid these sluts. So, I mean, this is all they have, folks. And never in my lifetime would I think that a porn star, speaking of Stormy Daniels, never in my life would I think that a porn star would have so much credibility with the American public. Can you believe this shit? Oh, my God. A broad who would get paid $1,000 to suck off an old guy on a handy cam now all of a sudden has the attention of America and the women and the feminists of the world as if she's some kind of what? What is she? She's a fucking slut, and that's all she'll ever be. That's why, even though she's out here trying to be this so-called feminist darling out here because she went against her non-disclosure agreement or settlement or whatever she had with Trump, but she's out here stripping on a daily basis. Like right now, she's probably prepping, trying to, put the body cream on her stretch-marked ass and, trying to put some makeup around the bag tit area. You know what I'm talking about. These women that have these goddamn breast implants. They got the bag. You can see the plastic bag ripple on the side of their... all that. She's doing all that right now so she can make money selling her wares. And what, we're supposed to take this woman serious? Get the fuck out of here. And not to mention, did you hear this lawyer, Avenatti, Mike Avenatti, or whatever the hell his name is, this cue ball bastard, the lawyer of Stormy Daniels? Because this idiot thinks that he got CNN to put enough fucking attention on him during this Stormy Daniels nothing burger. This moron actually believes he can run for fucking Democrat fucking president. Can you believe that? Mike Avenatti, or whatever his cue ball ass is, this guy thinks he's going to run for fucking president, for Christ's sake. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Because you were a lawyer to a filthy, disgusting whore? I mean, this is what puts you in the credibility of being president? You were representing some filthy slut bag who gets paid to use her body for a man's sexual pleasure? I mean, that's what a porn star is. Do you understand that? That's what a porn star is. That's a legal whore. I know that y'all want to sugarcoat it, and I know that y'all want to think it's different. You're a fucking dirty whore. All right? Jesus Christ. But no, Michael Avenatti, I'm going to run for president because why? I represented some 40-year-old fucking floozy bag of bones, and she was there. She ejaculated the penis of the president back in 2006. Yeah, I've got evidence. I've got tapes. Shut up, you fucking cue ball Avenatti. Let me tell you something. Everybody who's out there, part of the true capitalist army right now, fucking look into the dirt of this Avenatti asshole. See, I had to burp. I puked up a little bit in my mouth. Every time I talk about these fucking people, I puked up. I'm puking up in my mouth a little bit. Jesus Christ. I mean, can you believe these people? This cue ball asshole thinks he's going to run for president because he represented some slut. Ugh. Let me calm down, man. I'm puking up a little bit, for Christ's sake. Let me have some cola. They're making me puke up. I mean, they're making me puke up. Anyway, look, let me get back to the president, okay? I'm sorry I didn't mean to go off on that soliloquy about Stormy Daniels. But let me get back to the president. Once again, he had a hell of a rally in Evansville, Indiana last night. And he calls out the DOJ and the FBI once again on the Clinton double standard of justice. Now, we all have heard, folks, that here recently there was a report put out that the Chinese had access to Hillary Clinton's private email. And, of course, the FBI is coming out trying to rebuke that, even though I had just... And, look, I'll repost it again here on Gab, just to put it in everybody's face again, okay? Here is the memo from Peter Strzok himself. Take a look at my Gab right now. Here's the memo from Peter Strzok himself, highlighting that foreign actors accessed classified information on Hillary Clinton's email. And even James Comey testified that obviously foreign actors did access it, but we don't know who because they covered their tracks. And we couldn't find out who. So how the hell are the FBI going to rebuke something that they claim they don't even know nothing about? Can somebody explain that one to me? I'm telling you, folks, the reason that the president publicly called out the DOJ and the FBI, because these two entities that comprise the highest level of the judicial branch are against the president. Okay? They are against the president. How many more people have to be unearthed to be politically biased and had a motive to politicize the institutions of the DOJ and the FBI? How many more of these people have to be outed before one of these people go to jail? I'm serious. Well, when is Peter Strzok, Lisa Page? We had Bruce Orr this week go under secret testimony in front of Congress. And, according to whatever's been leaked out of that private session, according to Orr, he was told by Christopher Steele, the guy who comprised the Russian dossier on Donald Trump for the company Fusion GPS, he claimed that Christopher Steele said the Russians had Trump over a barrel. Over a barrel of what? Over a barrel of what? The whole goddamn Russian dossier the whole thing was phony. So the $10-12 million that the Russian dossier cost the Democratic Party, because, once again, Hillary Clinton admitted that she paid for the Russian dossier. I don't know how that isn't Russian collusion, but, you gotta figure that out on your own. But she paid $12 million for fake information. I mean, you all remembered when that Russian dossier was first circulated back in, Jesus Christ, late 2016, early 2017, man. I mean, people found the whole pee-pee story, the whole, urination story. They found it, and I'm talking about the guys on 4chan's poll. They found it in a fan fiction on 4chan. I mean, the whole, pee-pee story, the water sports story, supposedly, which is a fucking fraud, that was alleged that Trump partook in while in Russia, it was a fanfic that was in 4chan. Y'all remember that shit? Anyway, folks, look, I mean, how much more does Hillary Clinton have to do? How much more crime does she have to commit before there's an actual investigation that has the same level of scrutiny as our president? I mean, this is not a fair level of justice, folks. Take a look at the level of scrutiny our president is going through. And this man is supposed to be leading the country. And he has this level of scrutiny. And all in all, with all these investigations and all these people claiming to have immunity and all these deals, what have they had on the president? What have they done on this president? Nothing. They have gotten nothing but a couple of slut bags that got money to shut their mouths. That's it. And if you're going to try to say that that's a campaign finance infraction or something in that capacity, well, folks, I mean, even Alan Dershowitz, the Harvard law professor who voted for Hillary Clinton and who is a card-carrying liberal, but thank God he is a law professor that obliges the law, even he said that a campaign infraction regarding Trump taking his own money and paying broads to shut up, if it is a campaign finance infraction, campaign finance law breaking is the equivalent of jaywalking. I mean, if you take a look, folks, campaigns all over the country break campaign finance laws all the time because no one can keep up with the finance laws. The campaign finance laws change every year. And once the bureaucracy that overlooks this stuff tells a campaign that they infringed on a campaign law, they just pay a fine. That's it. It's a tax. I mean, that's all it is, for Christ's sake. They pay a fine. There's no jail time. And even Alan Dershowitz, the Harvard law professor who voted for Hillary Clinton and who's a card-carrying liberal, said that if they decide to try to pursue any kind of jail time in relation to this payment to these women, and they're trying to take it in a capacity of it infringing upon a campaign finance law, it'll be one of the first times that anyone was taken to jail or taken to trial infringing on a campaign finance law. It's ridiculous, folks. There's nothing. They have found nothing on our president, and I'm tired of having to continue on with this charade, these pathetic legal bureaucratic games that continue to be played in our government, man. We, the people, need to read right through the hoopla and realize whether or not you like Trump or not, what's happening to this man is against what we stand for as Americans. You either give everybody the same level of justice or you don't. And right now, folks, there is an obvious double standard when it comes to the pursuance of Hillary Clinton and her high crimes and misdemeanors, and what is happening to our poor president, man. And as yesterday, when the president was talking in Evansville, Indiana, he told the FBI that they need to get their acts together or he's going to get involved. Or Donald Trump is going to get personally involved. And what he's going to do, in my opinion, folks, he is going to call for to declassify. He's going to call to declassify the documents relating to all these investigations. And, you know, the president has tried his damnedest to stay out of this because he doesn't want any interpretation or any optics of conflict of interest. But, folks, this has gone far enough. This has gone far enough. I mean, there's been countless, was it 25 million spent by the damn special counsel of Robert Mueller. I mean, there are many different districts of federal court looking into Donald Trump, his business dealings, his businesses, his family, and all they can come up with is this. And I think it's sad that this president even has to go through this. But take a look at all the nimrods out here that are listening to their talking heads, that Trump is somehow some evil man. And you will never get any of these leftists to articulate why they hate Trump. They just give you the proverbial, oh, he's racist, he's sexist, and They're not going to answer the fact that we have the lowest unemployment in the past 21 years. You know, we have the lowest unemployment for women in the past 60 years. You know, we got the lowest unemployment for, and I hate to keep reiterating this, but blacks are the lowest unemployment ever in recorded United States history. That's why you have the favoritism, or the favorability, I should say, of the president with the black community raising up. I mean, in the latest poll that we talked about a few shows back, 33% of polled blacks have positive things to say about Donald Trump. Why? Because he's actually doing something. And what's unfortunate is that you got these talking heads on CNN and all across the media saying these outright lies that our president is racist and what he's doing is got some kind of racist bias, etc. Now, there's not enough black activists out here that are coming out and at least trying to come to the defense of Trump. I mean, as a matter of fact, if you're black and you try to defend Trump, I mean, you are going to be called Uncle Tom, a sellout. I mean, your own black folk will try to take you down. Now, I want to go ahead and play this. I think it deserves to be played. Now, recently, a black activist, and I talked about this on the last broadcast, Jim Brown. Jim Brown was the first black running back in the NFL. This was a man that took the racism and the N-word, nigger, and all that stuff being swirled at him, and he actually had to accept it and take it and continue running. And continue to show those that were hating on him for being the first black running back, show them that there's a reason he's there. The reason he was there because he was the best. He was better than everybody on that field. And he witnessed and heard true racism firsthand. He was brought up in true racism. He has been a black activist for the past 50 years, Jim Brown. Now, what I want to do is I want you to hear what Jim Brown has to say about Donald Trump and about what the current state of black people should be really considering instead of always going to my racism, Trump's the racist, my racism. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. This was an interview between Jim Brown and Brian Meade of Fox on Fox News Network. And I'd like for everybody to hear this because I think black people need to hear this. Not enough black activists are becoming mature enough to identify that the only way things are going to change within the black community is if the black community itself self-reflects. And I love how Jim Brown articulates it in this interview. Do you got it, engineer? Good. Take a listen to this, folks. Jim Brown being interviewed by Brian Meade on Fox News about Donald Trump and about race in America. Take a listen. It's a very short interview. Take a listen.
Hall of Fame athlete, activist, been relevant for over 50 years on the national and international stage, voices support for the President of the United States. What's controversial about that? Well, it's controversial in today's day and age because the President's President Trump, and that athlete turned activist impact person is Jim Brown. Jim Brown, welcome to Fox and Friends.
Thank you, Brian. It's good to be on with you.
Jim, why have you looked at this president and said, I support what he's doing?
Well, I'll tell you, the greatest thing about America is that we all have our opinions and our thoughts. Nobody is totally correct in everything that they do. I have access to the president, and anytime I have access to the president and he will listen to my thoughts, that's all I can ask of him. And that's what I do. So this president is accessible, and he's different, he's challenging, and he pays attention to what I say.
The numbers look pretty promising. Black unemployment is down. Wages are up. His approval rating in the black community is still low, but it's doubled really since the spring of 2018. You're somebody who likes some of the things that he's doing. What is he doing that you like?
Yeah, listen here.
Well, to tell you the truth, there's two things. North Korea, that is highly important to me, because the scenario there have changed, and he has made it change. And couple of months ago, I was looking at a nuclear war, and so he's dealing with that gentleman that runs that country in a manner that makes me feel very proud of him. The other thing that has passed my mind is right now, but I'll tell you this. The number one thing is that if I have an idea and a concept, and I'm working my butt off to make this a better country, and I put in a call to the president, and he will answer me, what else can I ask him to do? He has his job to do, and I also have my job to do as a citizen that has a certain amount of influence. And so I don't blame him and what his office can produce. I look at what I can produce in the black community and the community at large, and all the individuals that I can influence that will work with us to make this a better country. So we should look at ourselves first before we look at the president.
Right. Do you feel as though he's producing for the black community?
Look at themselves.
Well, I'll tell you, it's very hard to produce for the black community in a certain way. The black community, and I'm a part of the black community, has a responsibility regardless of what the president does. And if you have a homicide rate within your black community, then it's not the president that's created that homicide rate. It's the black community itself that needs to address it. So I don't want to just put everything on him.
Boom.
And I'm sorry to say that the black community is not doing what we should do, and that includes myself. I can work harder, I can donate more money, I can go more places, but we have to be able to, as citizens, bring something that the president can join forces with and triple the effectiveness of it.
Hey, Jim, do you look at this president, the times you've said him one-on-one before and after him being president, is he a racist?
I'm so glad you asked me that. Of course not. You know, is America racist? Of course not. The emancipation, the advancement of black people in this country is based upon white people who risk their lives just to do the right thing to make the playing field equal and balanced. So
now, did you hear that? Hold on. Did you hear that right there? Now, I'm going to go ahead and end that interview there, but did you hear what Jim Brown said, black folks? He said that, wait a minute. I mean, we can't hate white people because we're black. Had it been not for white people that put their lives on the line, calling out the abuse to humanity that was slavery and was other oppressive acts on people of color, if it hadn't have been for white people, we wouldn't be in the position we are today. And to generally say that you hate white people negates the sacrifice and everything that was put in by those white people to make what it is that we have in America today, which is an equal opportunity playing field. I mean, he goes on to say in the interview, Jim Brown, is that he would not be kneeling during the national anthem. That he would never disrespect his country in that capacity, because only in America, much like I have said, only in America can black men raise themselves into being very, very athletic to play a sport in which they have the opportunity to make millions of dollars in. And Jim Brown goes on to say, and for you that are kneeling out there, you're disrespecting a lot of white people that pay the money to go see you guys out there play your game, that pay the money for the apparel, that pay the money for everything that's NFL. You're isolating these people based on what? And that's why he said, if you're really truly serious, well then go into the community, go aid the community, go do something for the community instead of putting yourself on the spotlight and kneeling down and pretending you're worth the shit. Anyway, folks, look, I know I'm going off keister here. It's a Baller Friday. I'm kind of free formatting it to a certain degree here. I was talking about how in last night's president's speech in Evansville, Indiana, the president calls out the Department of Justice and the FBI. And one thing I liked about this speech yesterday, folks, is that the president purposely had a rally on the same day that John Turncoat McCain had his funeral procession. Woo! I'm telling you, man. And you know something? I hate to admit this, man, but I have to. We lost another Inner Circle member, and luckily nobody really cares about this person. No one knows him, so it doesn't really matter. But we lost another Inner Circle member because someone decided to discuss this issue, and we weren't necessarily sad. As a matter of fact, we were a little jovial about the fact that John McCain is dead, and we were a little upset that he's getting so much coverage. And look, we get it. How much coverage does this stupid, dumb traitor to America need? I mean, how many more people need to kiss his ass in front of a camera that we need? We get the virtue signaling. I mean, well, how much? How much? Now, the reason that this person left the Inner Circle is because they didn't appreciate us talking so badly about John Turncoat McCain. And some of the people that were in the Inner Circle were like, hey, bro, I mean, he's a fucking traitor. All right? I mean, didn't you read the article that Ghost put up in his Ghost.report blog, for Christ's sake? He's a traitor. I mean, they found the Tokyo Rose recording in a mislabeled CIA box at the National Archives in August of 2016. I mean, I just can't believe people just either don't want to see this or don't care. But you're not supposed to do that. I don't care if you're going to try to give John McCain the benefit of the doubt that, oh, well, he was captured, and if you were captured, you do the same thing. You know? No, you're not supposed to. It's against the law, you fucking dumbass. When you get captured as a soldier, you're not supposed to say shit. You're not supposed to say anything, even if they torture you to death, because that's the fucking oath you took as someone in the military. And this idiot himself should have known better. Okay? This idiot himself should have known better, for Christ's sake, because lest we forget that John Turncoat McCain, his father was an admiral at the time. John Turncoat McCain, his grandfather was an admiral. So this motherfucker comes from military royalty. And folks, everyone who was in the Hanoi Hilton with John Turncoat McCain, they all say that he was never kept with the regular prison population. Never kept with the prisoner of war population. And there's a reason for that, because there's a reason why they call him Songbird McCain. Because all the damn POWs that came out and implicated this asshole as singing like a fucking canary, he tried to suppress. As a matter of fact, I would strongly represent, for all you folks that are wanting to know a little bit more of how cold and callous John McCain was, why don't you take a look at what he did in the 80s when POWs and missing in action families were trying to have an investigation on what happened and tried to inquire about what happened, etc. It was John McCain that shut these families down. There is documentation of John Turncoat McCain yelling in Congress at the family members of missing in action and prisoner of war individuals because he didn't believe that we, the American government, should be muscling the Vietnamese government about answers for these POWs. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, folks. In that same testimony, in that same... I should have come to the show with a clip or two to show you, but you can find this yourself. In the same questioning, he questions the former Vietnamese interrogator that interrogated him. And if you take a look at the weird reaction that John McCain has, he begins smiling and laughing, and so does the interrogator. You know? He begins smiling and laughing like, well, hey, how you doing? It's good to see you under better circumstances. Are you kidding me? Who in the hell, especially if you're a congressman, would want your former interrogator that supposedly tortured you cross-examined in the halls of government in a institution that you supposedly were tortured for? So I'm telling you right now, John McCain is a piece of crap. He's a piece of trash. He's a traitor, and anyone that thinks otherwise is a complete emotional idiot. He's a fucking traitor. Rest in piss, John McCain, you piece of fucking traitorous crap. Sick and tired of seeing him on every goddamn news media. Oh, here's his casket. It's laying in rest right here in the rotunda. Oh, there's his casket. There it goes. Wait a minute. It's raining, folks. Why is it raining? It's raining on his fucking procession because he's burning in hell. I hope Satan is raping his fucking ass with a pitchfork right now. Fucking John Turncoat Songbird McCain. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, and by the way, just another side note on this son of a bitch. Did you know that the wife that waited for him while he was in the Hanoi Hilton, when he came back, he got tired of her because, I don't know, she didn't cook Vietnamese food right or some shit. I don't know, whatever the hell it was. Divorces her and then conveniently gets with the current wife, who just happens to be the heiress of, like, Coors beer or something. I mean, Jesus Christ. Fuck you, John McCain. Burn in hell, you fuck. Burn in hell. Hey, Satan, can you at least assure me to some extent that John Turncoat McCain is in hell and he's burning? Can you assure me that, Satan?
Yes, I can assure you that John McCain is burning in hell with me. I am ramming his dumb treasonous ass with a goddamn pitchfork, and I'm loving every minute of it. This guy thought I was going to reward him when death bestowed upon him, but instead I took his soul, just like I'm going to take each and every one of the souls that are out here doing my bidding on this earth, doing my work on this earth. Do you understand me? I'm talking to every one of you that are listening to me on this. What is this, a podcast? I'm talking to each and every one of you. If you end up like John McCain and think that you're going to be doing something evil upon the earth and thinking that you have the last laugh, it is I, the true God of this earth. It is I, the true ruler of this earth, Satan himself, that will have the last laugh, and that's why John McCain is here with me, and I'm fucking raping him with a goddamn pitchfork, and it's burning. Do you understand? It's burning. So all of you that are listening to me on this internet podcast, you better understand that I am introducing you to the bowels of the devil. Paludubamba barumba sas. Bambalubamba barumba sas. Bambalubamba barumba sas. Bambalubamba barumba sas. This world is mine. Do you understand it? All the elites, all the leadership, all the government, all the spirituality, it's mine. Don't you understand that? Why is it that everywhere you look, it's nothing but child molestation, child killing? Because we're taking the blood of the young. We're taking the blood of the young so they can sacrifice them to me, so I could give my followers more mortal life on this earth, because they actually believe that the material in this work is real. All right, well, thank you, Satan. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey.
Wrong button. Sorry about that. Thank you, Satan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, I do hope that John Turncoat McCain is, literally taking a pitchfork up his ass. I'm not even kidding. But once again, the president, he has a rally during the funeral processions of John Turncoat McCain. All right, you still there, Satan?
Yes, I'm still here.
Thank you. All right, well, on top of that, no, I'm not Satan. Am I Satan, Satan?
No, you are not Satan. You will never be Satan. You understand me? You're one of these two-goody two-shoes faggots that still believe that these people on Earth deserve to be saved. I've told you, Ghost, I don't understand why it is that you feel that these human beings on the planet deserve to be saved, deserve to be anything but my souls.
All right, well, don't ask. Anyway, last night's rally for the president also, he called his campaign and his presidency, folks, a revolution. He called his presidency a revolution, folks, and that's what I always told you once Donald Trump was elected. I told you that this was a capitalist revolution, and by God, the president just verified it, for Christ's sake. Now, in the same speech, he did say, even though he called out the DOJ and the FBI, he did say that his Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, which has been missing in action, considering that there's so much corruption in the DOJ and the FBI right now, and for whatever reason, Jeff Sessions is sitting on his thumbs, the president said that Jeff Sessions and his job is available until after the midterms, okay? I'm not Satan. Am I Satan, Satan?
No, you will never be me. Do you understand? Tell these little fucking cartoon faggots that they will never understand the true power of the devil.
I'm telling you, I don't understand it, all right? But once again, Jeff Sessions and his job is safe until after the midterms. And the reason is, folks, is because there's a reason why the president is going out there and busting his ass on the campaign trail, trying to make sure that we have a red wave going on in 2018. Why do you think that this broadcast has taken a serious approach at this point in time? Because we need people to be politically serious. Because if, by God, if the Democrats win the 2018 midterms, folks, I'm telling you right now, they are not only going to move to impeach, even though they'll fail in impeachment, they're going to continue to drag the name of Donald Trump in the mud in an attempt to make him unelectable for 2020. And that's what this is going to be all about, man. Everything and all the progress we've done up to this point will be for nothing. And that's why you, if you believe in Donald Trump, if you were a part of the 2016 campaign, well, it's time for you to get off your ass and get off the fucking sideline and get on the front lines, because we need a red wave up in this son of a bitch. Because, by God, not only would a red wave fulfill all the campaign promises of 2016 to come to fruition, but it is that much closer for the president to clean and drain the swamp. Do you understand? Start putting people in handcuffs. Start implementing justice. But he needs a Congress that's going to play ball with the president. He doesn't need these stupid establishment assholes
that are still butthurt that their little establishment good old boy network that they've had for the past 30 years has been completely rambled. And there's new blood coming into the Republican Party. And that's why we need a whole new set of people that are right now for re-election or up for election. We need people that are going to go in there and they're going to vote the way of the Make America Great Again policies. We have to. This 2018 midterm is very important, man, and I wish more people out there took it that way. It's very goddamn important, man. Because if there's a red wave, out goes Sessions, out goes Rosenstein. We put in people that are going to use the tools of the Department of Justice and the FBI to the fullest extent to prosecute those that attempted to politicize and corrupt these institutions. And I'm talking about James Comey, I'm talking about McCabe, I'm talking about all these sons of bitches, Orr, Strzok, Page, all of them. And if you want my opinion, I think there should be an investigation into Robert Mueller and his special counsel as well. Give me a freaking break. Makes me sick to my stomach, man. And oh yeah, by the way, did you all know that this coming, after Labor Day, this is Labor Day weekend, so everybody's going to be barbecuing and doing all their good old Labor Day stuff, but did you know that the president, after Labor Day, has a looming showdown on a new spending bill or a stop-gag funding bill to keep the government open or to have a government shutdown? Huh? Yeah, we're back here again, folks. I'm telling you, we're going to start talking about this after Labor Day. Okay, after Labor Day, you're going to start hearing about how the president is going to have a showdown with Congress right before the midterms. Now, this right here could potentially be a make or break for the president here. Now, what I'm speculating is that the president is going to ride or die with his immigration policy before he signs any kind of a spending bill to keep the government open. And he wants that wall fully funded. He wants the reform and the complete elimination of immigration lottery system. He wants to limit chain migration to spouses and children. And he wants a merit-based immigration system. And there should be no reason why the president can't get it, especially when it comes to this new spending bill or stop-gag funding to keep the government open. Now, folks, Congress, after it comes back from its recess after this Labor Day, Congress only has 11 legislative days to be able to come up with some kind of a spending bill or a stop-gag funding bill until the October 1st deadline comes around and the government shuts down. 11 legislative days. Because remember, I mean, the midterm election is in November. So when Congress comes back after the recess, after Labor Day, they only got 11 fucking legislative days left to debate and figure out what kind of a situation they're going to have in funding this government at least till the end of the year. Now, the president has already said months back that he's willing to shut down the government this time when it comes to these demands with immigration and the border. Now, if he does fulfill that promise, is it going to be negative in the 2018 midterms? I mean, remember, the deadline for new spending bill or new spending legislation is October 1st. But technically, after Labor Day, there's only 11 legislative days. So what's going to happen here? This is a big deal that's going to come around the pike. You're going to hear all about it here next week after Labor Day, folks. And I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen. I do agree with the president that he needs to stand staunch against the
obstructionist Democrats and the establishment Republicans that just want to be an asshole because they don't like the fact that that Trump took over their party. And in my opinion, I think they want to see Trump shut down the government because the Democrats will feel that they have some leverage to be able to point the finger at Trump to get people into the actual polling booths. And I hope that's not the case. But this is something I'm warning everybody about now because it's going to be talked about here for the next couple of weeks after Labor Day. So be on the lookout for that, folks. A new spending bill. And let me tell you, I'm not too sure if anything's going to... I think that the president, I don't know if he has enough political capital to be able to shut down the government so close to November. I mean, as much as I'd want him to, I don't think that it would be the wise decision to, and I think these bureaucratic pieces of garbage in both the Democrats and the establishment Republicans know it. So we shall see what happens, whether or not we're going to get a new spending legislation, or it's probably going to be a stopgag funding until a certain point, just like they usually do. But it has to be at least until sometime after the new year, and at least a little bit of time for the first new Congress session. So we shall see what happens. That's something that's going to be very interesting here in the coming weeks. All right. Now, another thing I want to talk about. Did y'all hear about the fake news NBC Chuck Todd touting that there was going to be some big bombshell dropped by Robert Mueller's special counsel today? Did y'all hear about that? Now, before I start talking garbage about Chuck Todd, can anybody in the inner circle, or excuse me, anybody in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, can you validate that Mueller hasn't dropped any kind of bombshell news on the Trump administration or anything of that capacity? And if he does, like I had said in previous broadcasts, they're going to go after Donnie Jr. Remember that. They're going to go after Johnny Jr., and I think they're going to put the president to a major test on this one as well. And you saw how Robert Mueller likes to utilize the FBI for an intimidation factor. I mean, he sent the FBI at 4 in the morning into Paul Manafort's house. I mean, this is a 68, 69-year-old man with his wife. They're coming in guns blazing to Paul Manafort's house for intimidation. I mean, look at what they did to the president's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen. They not only raided his home, they raided his office, they raided all his cars, they raided the hotel room that this son of a bitch was staying in. So, I mean, it's just, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. But has anyone, people are saying they haven't heard anything, but Chuck Todd, fake news NBC bigwig over here who does the Sunday NBC, look, I think it's a shame that Chuck Todd is doing the same program that Tim Russert did. I think Tim Russert was a great journalist, and he was a great interviewer, and it's a shame that we've got some fraud like Chuck Todd replacing a great journalist like Tim Russert, and he's out here making these big fake news claims. I mean, this was what he was touting all day yesterday and today, that he's got inside sources that suggest Robert Mueller is gonna release some bombshell relating to the Russia-Trump investigation, and that we got to wait till Friday. Right now, folks, it is almost 8:30 p.m. in the Central Standard Time Zone, and I have heard nothing. I have heard absolutely nothing. You know what I did hear about Robert Mueller's special counsel? Did you hear that 2 of his lawyers quit the special counsel today? Did y'all hear about this? Oh, is that the big bombshell that you're talking about there, Chuck Todd? I don't think so. And you notice that these 2 lawyers quitting the Mueller special counsel just went right under the radar. You notice that? It was a fucking blip. Nobody's even talking about it. The 2 guys that quit the Robert Mueller special counsel today was Ryan Dickey and Brian Richardson. Now, why they quit,
or are no longer with the Robert Mueller special counsel, there's no explanation for it. No explanation for it whatsoever. But if you want my opinion, based upon the precedent set with others that were removed from Robert Mueller's special counsel, I would suggest that there is a personal bias with these two people, and the bias was so bad and blatant and documented that that's why Robert Mueller, or maybe he or whoever, maybe Dickey and Richardson themselves decided they've got to quit the Robert Mueller special counsel. That's the only news I got, Chuck Todd. I mean, I'm still waiting for this big bombshell, and if it is, in my opinion, it's the raiding of Donnie Jr. And if they're going to do that, they're probably going to do that tonight, this weekend. It's the perfect day to do a raid, Labor Day weekend, least expecting it. I know how these damn bureaucrats think, man. They're sick, especially the FBI, man. Bunch of sick fucking maniacs. Instead of actually intimidating the people that should be intimidated, the people that are out here selling drugs to kids, the people that are out here chopping people's heads off, the people that are out here committing the true crime, they're out here doing this shit. Give me a goddamn break. But once again, I'm looking on the True Capitalist Radio chat room. No one has typed anything that there was any kind of big news that Chuck Todd claimed was going to be today relating to Robert Mueller releasing a, quote, bombshell in relation to the Russia-Trump investigation. Unbelievable. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I want to remind everybody this is August 31st, 2018, the last day of August 2018. We're headed into another season's change. Can you believe that, folks? I mean, doesn't it seem like yesterday that we were all campaigning our asses off back in 2016 to get Donald Trump elected? We are now going into the 2018 fall season and the holiday season and all that good stuff. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, before we get started, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire and let everybody you know across the internet and throughout the world, let them all know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And once again, folks, we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And once again, I love being independent now, baby. I'm not even joking. I love it. I love it. I could say a fuck or a shit. I could say a faggot or a nigger or a retard. I could say whatever the fuck I want. I love being independent. I love it. And by the way, I'm a melting pot of friendship. I'm not saying that in a racist way. I'm just trying to be edgy as it relates to the, my First Amendment rights. I'm trying to exercise my First Amendment rights while I still fucking have them. You know what I mean? Anyway, folks, type this in your browser right now and add this to your bookmarks, add this to your favorites. The following, ghost.report. All right? That's all you have to type in your browser right now, ghost.report. Add that to your bookmarks, add that to your favorites. Folks, that's the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And once again, I do want to say what's going on to everybody in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. What's going on, baby? And by the way, I will be in the True Capitalist Radio chat room later on tonight, kicking back, maybe conducting some internet tomfoolery. Who knows? I know last night that we were, calling all kinds of different date lines, and we're prank calling people, we're calling celebrities. We do all kinds of little internet tomfoolery. If you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, well then come on down. All you got to do is go to my Gab account right now, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost, and click the subscribe button for premium content, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do,
private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name, baby. All right? And then once you do, I will private message you back with a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple. And like I said, start signing up now, because whoever signs up right now and whoever's a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room right now will get a newsletter delivered to their home. That's right, we are going to be mailing out the True Capitalist Radio newsletter, baby. That everybody can physically have mailed to their home. And all you have to do is just be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room. And I already told you how to do it. Go to my goddamn Gab account, Politics Ghost. Click the subscribe button for premium content. And then private message me on Gab with your Discord chat name. It's that simple. And by the way, I do want to remind everybody, if you appreciate the content, if you appreciate the political underground that's being exerted on this broadcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then go to ghost.report and throw a little something in the cryptocurrency wishing well, okay? Because like I said, folks, I mean, controversial underground political right-wing broadcasts like this, the only way that we're going to stay in any kind of sustenance is if we start supporting each other directly and strictly through cryptocurrency. So once again, folks, if you appreciate the broadcast, by all means, the cryptocurrency wishing well, anything is appreciated, folks, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't make any money on this broadcast. I don't make any money on this broadcast because these left-wing Silicon Valley oligarchs have attempted to try to test my political will to see if I would stop broadcasting, if they took me off the social media sites, if they demonetized my show. But you know what? I'm still standing. I'm still fucking right here. I'm right fucking here. You're goddamn right. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and continue on here. Once again, we were talking about whether or not... Oh, yeah, let me give one more shout-out. Let me give a round of shout-outs to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. There's a bunch of people in there. Look at all those people in there. What's going on, Aesthetic? What's going on, Australian Capitalist? Billy Cossack in the house. Blasphemous in the place. Boat. BP. Funky Butt Lovin'. We got Hawklate in the place. Herb Capitalist. Holden Capitalist, Man Bear Pig in the house, Metaform. We've got Nat in the house, Pepe the Frog, Sunny Man. What's going on, man? We got Stagio, Tesla Cyberheart. What's going on to everybody out there? What's going on to Capitalist America? What's going on to Big Brain Shekels? What's going on to El Sereno out there? What's going on to Hoodie? And everybody else that's probably... listening right now, but is not listening in the chat because for whatever reason, you know, we don't have the chat bot going on listening to the broadcast. So with that being said, what's going on to everybody in the True Capitalist Radio chat room? Now, let's go ahead and discuss. I've got a couple of other things to talk about, folks, and then maybe we could do something a little bit different here in the third hour. But like I said, folks, once again, Chuck Todd, Fake News NBC, claimed some big bombshell that Robert Mueller was supposed to drop on us today. Big nothing burger. The only news is that two lawyers from Robert Mueller's special counsel are leaving his office, Ryan Dickey and Brian Richardson's. And you know what? Of course, the Mueller special counsel is not giving any explanation. Any explanation whatsoever why Ryan Dickey and Brian Richardson are no longer part of the special counsel. So that's the big news, if you want my opinion. And yet we don't hear this on the mainstream media. We don't hear it. So anyway, folks, let's continue on. Let's move on to another subject matter. One thing I want to talk about today, folks, is what is being said on the Democrat side as they're campaigning for the 2018 midterm elections. And, of course, the focal agenda, the focal issue, I should say, that is being touted by most of these Democrats on the left, whether they're moderate or whether they're the extreme socialist left, they're all touting on the campaign trail universal health care.
Doesn't that sound so great, universal health care? That we're just going to pay for everybody's health care? I mean, it all sounds great when you say it in abstract language with no detail, no plan, no systems, nothing. But the reason that I bring this up, folks, is because the Republicans need to realize that they need to exploit the lack of viability that is universal health care. And what do I mean by that? The Democrats always tout that they love the UK because of their government-run universal health care system. Now, of course, they always ignore the fact that, it's going to take an average of 69 days just to see a doctor if you happen to put in for one. And, they don't talk about the fact that, they put off surgeries, for weeks and months on end. I mean, it's a bureaucracy. Once you have the government in charge of your health, you become a statistic. There is no human condition when it comes to bureaucracies dealing with people. You are nothing but a mere statistic. And not to mention, because the health system bureaucracy revolves around you being sick, then this bureaucracy has an incentive to make sure that you keep coming back. And if they have an incentive to have you keep coming back, well, then they need more funding. And when they need more funding, they need more bureaucrats, etc. This is the classic modus operandi of all bureaucracies. Now, both the right and the left need a new approach when selling any kind of healthcare idea to the American public. Because both ways of looking at it right now, as far as healthcare is concerned, is the wrong way. There should be no reason why the patient in healthcare has to pay health insurance. This is the biggest scam of all time. Why do patients have to pay for insurance on the patient side? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And the reason that all we're talking about when it comes to health care is insurance. You notice that? I mean, when it comes to health care reform, what are people talking about? Oh, insurance, insurance. I want the best insurance, insurance. Why do we even need insurance? What made insurance so integral on the patient side that these morons believe that they have to pay for it so that their health can be enhanced? Well, folks, if we take a look at Obamacare, which all these leftists claim they love so much, what was it? It was a monopoly over your health by the health insurance companies. And I'm shocked that none of these losers that claim to be so intelligent, that are graduating from college, that love Obama so much, can really understand that this is what this is. It is a government-mandated monopoly over your health, forcing you as an American citizen to pay for health insurance. Now, thanks to the Republicans in power, they were able to eliminate the mandate, the federal mandate that forced every American citizen to purchase health insurance under threat of penalty. And you see, what kind of monopoly is that? How was that able to even be an existing idea without people getting up in arms and pissed off about it? Because, folks, most people don't know their ass from their elbow when it comes to these issues. All they want to hear is the abstract, I want free health care, I want free this, I want free that. They don't explain in detail on how it's going to work. Now, let me give you an example of what our health system is. Our health system, thanks to Obamacare, revolves around health insurance. It's no longer interpersonal relationships between doctors and patients. It's about a doctor and the insurance that you provide. And what the doctor's going to do, the doctor's going to make sure that he can bill as much as he can on your insurance, even though you may be sick, you may be not sick, it doesn't matter. I know many of you that go to the doctor, I'm sure you have been transferred to this specialist and that specialist, only to be
prescribed some menial or just regular old prescription of some kind. That's because you are being used by the doctors to juice the insurance company, Medicare, Medicaid, etc. There's no incentive to actually heal anybody in the health industry. There's no incentive to actually cure anybody in the health industry, because as long as patients have insurance tied to their health, the doctor will never care about the patient. They'll only care about the insurance. It's the biggest fucking scam of all time. I just don't understand why people can't see this. I mean, you have to think about this in free market ideas. Our health is always going to deteriorate. Human beings are always going to need doctors. So why can't practitioners just open up like most regulated industries and charge whatever it is that they want to charge in a private sector capacity? And this way, the most expensive doctors will come down to those that actually have healed the most people. Because people that actually pay their own money to have doctors treat them are going to be more than vocal that their doctor treated them for this and their doctor helped them this. And you see, the doctor, because they're being paid directly by the fucking patient, we have a doctor-patient relationship once again, as opposed to a doctor-insurance relationship. And there's an incentive to make sure that you are cured or you are being treated for whatever ailment. It provides an incentive for the doctor to not only heal you, but once you're healed, you're going to be the person that's advertising for that doctor. And because that doctor is so trusted amongst the market, that doctor can raise his value, can raise his prices. And that's the way it should be. Because, folks, we've already seen the privatization of medical industries already. I mean, take a look at the plastic surgery industry, man. All right, take a look at plastic surgery. From 1980, we went from, facelifts and tummy tucks to breast implants and ass implants. And why did that evolve? Because the market demanded it. And you know what's so sad, folks, is that in this modern society of ours, that it's cheaper to actually get a tit surgery to have your breast enhanced than it is to have your arteries unclogged, or it is to extract a growth from the inside of your body that could be cancerous, etc. I mean, what's wrong with this picture? Why is it cheaper for some stupid ditzy bimbo to get bigger tits than it is for somebody to, have a actual procedure that goes under the same anesthesia, which doctors cut up in the same capacity? Obviously, in heart surgery, it's a little different and a little bit more delicate, etc. But we have technology that bypasses cutting open the chest cavity. I've talked about that many times. The Da Vinci robot, which should be in every fucking hospital in America today. But why isn't the Da Vinci robot in every fucking hospital? Because it costs too much to produce. And because they only have a limited amount of production, Da Vinci robotic. This is a surgical robot, folks, that can literally go in between your rib cage and unclog your arteries by allowing the doctor to use micro cameras and very small incision devices and be 99% more accurate than his own free hand. And if you take a look at the Da Vinci surgery machine, or the robot, you'll see that people are out of the hospital within a couple of days after the procedure. You could literally go in Thursday for the procedure and be back on work on Monday.
I mean, why isn't this in every goddamn hospital? Because there's not enough people that are demanding it. And why is it? Because insurances aren't going to pay for the Da Vinci robotic surgery machine that cost I don't know how many millions. I mean, the insurance and the Medicaid and Medicare aren't going to pay for that shit. I mean, folks, I'm telling you, we have technology that makes things a lot easier for us, for our health. We are being prohibited from being used on us in a mass capacity because of this scam of a healthcare system that we have. I mean, I hear all these philanthropists, right? You hear all these fucking people that are rich and like, oh, look at me, I'm feeding the poor, I'm feeding this. Oh yeah, why don't you rich assholes open up a private practice? How about this? How about you rich assholes buy a couple of these goddamn machines, these Da Vinci robot surgical machines, and you hire, people that are cardiologists that have already done freehand surgeries and have them in charge of this machine. I'm telling you, folks, you could assembly line unclogging people's arteries with this thing. I mean, it could revolutionize cardiovascular surgery in general. Why isn't it in every fucking goddamn hospital? Because it costs too much. And if we were in a private medical system, then it would encourage a private facility to come up with the money to buy one so that they can mass produce, or what I should say, mass surgery, as many people as they possibly can. Folks, that's what they do in the plastic surgery industry. I mean, just imagine how many surgeries they have, back to back to back. Hey, we got a tit surgery at 8. We got an ass surgery at 9. You know, we got a nose job at 12. I mean, this is how it is. And I think there's something wrong with our society, man, when some stupid slutbag who works a fucking pole so that some old man can throw $1 down her twat can go and get a goddamn breast job for like $2,500. Meanwhile, somebody who needs heart surgery, which is not that difficult of a surgery if you get access to the fucking heart necessary, has to pay, what, $150,000? I read some poor young schmuck got hit with a $109,000 bill for a heart attack. And, of course, he had to go on NPR and tell his story and, some GoFundMe, and then, everybody wiped off his debt. But we wouldn't have that had we have private medical health care. Folks, there's an unlimited amount of supply and demand when it comes to health care. We're all going to get sick. I mean, we're all going to need things. We're all going to need surgeries. We're all going to need medicines. We're all going to need these things. Why do we need insurance? I mean, just based upon how many people need health care, which is everybody, the market itself will keep the prices low. The market itself. But no, everybody just thinks, we're so brainwashed to believing that we have to have health insurance and somehow integrate health insurance into the healthcare system to have good health care. And that is the biggest bunch of bullshit. Now, let's take a look at the UK's, right? The UK's alternative is that everything is state-run. That the doctors work for the state, the hospital administrators work for the state. Everybody is a state-funded and a state-paid employee. That's the UK system. Now, what you don't understand, folks, when the state takes control of things like health, you are not in charge of your health or your own body when you go in to a UK-run or a government-run healthcare facility. What do I mean by this? Let's say you're having chest trouble, and they come and they do the whole procedure on you, and they realize that you don't have any heart attack, but you've got cardiovascular trouble. But let's just say you're a dickhead, like some of the people that got kicked out of the inner circle, and let's say you're just a fucking prick, and you rub some of these bureaucrats the wrong way. You know that they have the authority because you are in their state facility. They have the authority to keep you indefinitely in the hospital, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let me explain this to you. Do y'all remember the case of Alfie Evans? And I always talk about Alfie Evans because this was a precedent that was purposely made public by the UK so that the UK people could sense and have precedent that they are not in charge of their bodies or their children's bodies when you go in to a UK state-run healthcare facility. Now, for you folks that aren't familiar, this happened last year. Alfie Evans, it was out of the UK. This was an infant that was taken to the state-run UK healthcare system, and for whatever reason, they refused to allow Alfie to be released for outside treatment that would have cost nobody anything. I mean, this case was so public that we had people from all over the world willing to give up their own practices for free, willing to give up their services for free for Alfie, if Alfie was allowed to leave the UK state-run government healthcare facility and allowed to be flown to Italy and a couple of other countries that were willing to take in Alfie and try certain medical discoveries on Alfie to see if they could revive him. And folks, all we know, according to the healthcare system state-run by the UK, is that Alfie had a, quote, undiagnosed neurodegenerative disorder. That's it. I mean, that's a very vague term that could encompass a lot of different things. An undiagnosed neurodegenerative disorder. Jesus Christ, can't even say that shit. Neurodegenerative disorder. They don't even know what it is. That's why you had so many people all over the world saying that they would treat Alfie, that they have an idea what it is. But you know what? The UK state-run healthcare system refused. They refused to allow Alfie to leave their healthcare facility. And instead, they chose to purposely kill Alfie by pulling the life support plug on this kid, because this was a precedent being set publicly, so all the public of the UK know that you are no longer in charge of your bodies or your children's bodies when you enter in a healthcare facility that is state-run by the UK. And after Alfie died, because they pulled the plug on this poor little kid, after Alfie died, Theresa May came out and said that your children don't belong to you. You know, when you send them to the hospital, your children don't belong to you anymore. And you see, that is the fine print when it comes to universal health care that is being given by the state, is that you aren't in charge of you anymore. You aren't in charge of your children anymore. It sounds great, right, in the abstract that, yeah, free health care, yay! But when you don't have the ability to get out and leave a hospital, I mean, don't you think that is a little bit infringing upon humankind? I mean, what if that was your kid? What if Alfie was your kid and the state-run hospital said that we're not going to let him go? We don't care if it's not going to cost us anything. We don't care if it's not going to cost you anything. We're going to keep him here. We're going to pull the plug. He's going to die, and you're just going to have to get it. You're just going to have to fucking eat it. That's what they did, folks. That is state-run universal health care, and these are the ideas that need to be conveyed on a mass scale. Whenever you hear these Democrats tout universal health care, they're not talking about that. They're not talking about Alfie Evans and how when you go into a state-run health care facility that you aren't in charge of your body anymore. That some state-run doctor, state-funded professional is now in charge of you and your child.
So that's why, folks, I am an advocate to the complete privatization of health care. It will not only bring costs down, but it'll also make health care safer. Because, folks, right now, doctors that have malpractice on a consistent basis can continue to practice so long as the malpractice isn't due to negligence. I mean, that's why, you hear people that go to a certain surgeon and they're always dying because this idiot doesn't know what he's doing. You've got other people that go to surgeons and they're miracle workers. I mean, we need to know this as patients, and you don't get to know that. You can't choose that, especially under our system of the health insurance system. I mean, wouldn't you want the best of the best working on you? Wouldn't you want to make sure that your doctor would want you to be an actual client that comes back and not only brings yourself, but brings your family and brings your friends, etc.? This is what we need to do, folks, and this is what we need to advocate as an American people. We want privatization of our health care so it can no longer, because right now, our health care, what did I tell you? It is doctor insurance. We need to get it back to doctor-patient. And once it gets interpersonal like doctor-patient, that's when we're going to see the mortality rate go up again instead of going down. Folks, the mortality age, the average age of American has gone down for the past 2 years. And I don't think it's an accident. I mean, ever since we had Obamacare passed into law, in my opinion, people have gotten sicker. People have gotten sicker. More people have gotten cancers. People are diagnosed with cancer like it's going out of style. They're forcing this poison, this chemotherapy and radiation down their throats. And if you want my opinion, folks, that's what kills you. That's what kills you is the radiation and then the goddamn chemotherapy. That's what kills you. So that's why I'm saying, folks, in my personal opinion, we have to all advocate for universal health care. Or not universal, the end of universal health care. And we need to advocate a privatization of health care. Excuse me, I'm looking at the fucking idiots on Gab, for Christ's sake, gabbing at me. But we need a privatization of health care, complete privatization. We cannot allow the state to take over our health. And Alfie Evans is a perfect example why. So when you hear these Democrats on the campaign trail talking about universal health care, think about that. That's something to think about, man. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about today, folks, is the couple that I talked about that was, I don't know, some couple of liberal idiots that ran out of gas in the middle of a ghetto somewhere. They were scared shitless, didn't know what to do, went up to some homeless man. Homeless man had $20 on him. Can you believe that? They go up to a homeless man. He's got $20. This homeless man gives this couple his last $20 so that they can go get their stupid little fruit bowl, liberal asses some gas, and get out of the ghetto. Now, what did these liberal, do-gooder, virtue-signaling pieces of shit do? They decided that they were going to post a GoFundMe for this homeless veteran that was so kind and got them out of a dangerous situation by giving these two people his last $20 so that they can get out of the damn ghetto. Well, I talked about this earlier this week, folks, that this couple is withholding money from this homeless veteran because these virtue-signaling liberal pieces of trash think that they are now the authority of morality when it comes to this money. Now, for you folks that are unaware, this GoFundMe raised $400,000 for this homeless veteran. Now, the people that actually put up the GoFundMe only gave the veteran $200,000, and the couple that posted the GoFundMe kept the rest. And this homeless veteran is like, hey, wait a minute. That fucking GoFundMe was for me, right? You posted my picture. You said that it was for me. Give me my fucking money, you stupid fucking liberal virtue-signaling pieces of rip-off artist trash.
And this couple said, no, we're not going to give it to you because all you're doing is going out, you're buying a bunch of drugs, you're buying all kinds of liquor and malarkey. I mean, you just bought yourself a BMW. You're spending it irresponsibly. You're not spending it the way I think that you should be spending it. So I'm deciding that I'm keeping the 200,000 of it, okay? Typical liberal, huh? I mean, this is what liberals are all about, is that they want to micromanage and control everything. I mean, who the fuck are these liberal virtue signalers to be any kind of morality police on what this damn homeless veteran does with his money? I don't care if this homeless veteran snorts that $400,000 up his nose and bangs a bunch of prostitutes. Who gives a shit? You dumb assholes, this stupid fucking couple, you were the people that thought you were so cute and you thought that you were virtue signaling so badass by providing a GoFundMe, and now you're starting to get a little greedy, aren't you, huh? Typical fucking liberals. And the excuse on why they didn't give this homeless guy his other 200, oh, well, we don't think that he's spending it very well, and we don't think that it's right, so we're going to keep the money. And guess what? Not only did they keep the money, this couple has been trying to spend this $200,000 as fast as they can before the judge. A judge finally ruled today that this couple has to be forced to give whatever's left of the GoFundMe money to the homeless veteran. Huh? Isn't that a lovely liberal story? Huh? Some fucking liberal virtue signaler out here, hey, he gave me his last $20 so I wouldn't get gang raped by a bunch of black guys in the hood. Hey, I'm going to put a GoFundMe for him so he can get himself off of homelessness and do something better in his life. And then you've got $400,000 donated. All of a sudden the greed comes out in these liberals, huh? Fucking liberal tards. Anyway, look. We've got about 25 minutes, all right? We got about 25 minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up some phone lines here, and I want to hear what you want to talk about, all right? I want to hear what you want to talk about. If you are listening right now and you have yourself a pen and paper, go ahead and get it. Let me go ahead and get it, and I'm going to give you the following number to call, okay? Is everybody ready? Okay. The number to call right now is area code 605-472-5691. Once again, the dial-in number is 605-472-5691. And once you call and they ask for an access code, you're going to type in the following. Okay? Now, you got everything, right? The number, the toll-free number is area code 605-472-5691. And once they ask you for the access code is 464089. And then you push the pound key. One more again, the access code is 464089, and then you push the pound key, all right? And we're going to go ahead and wait. Once again, we want to talk about what you want to talk about on here. Hopefully we get some people calling up. I mean, I don't know. We shall see. It seems like everybody right now is already taken off and en route to whatever the fuck they're doing for Labor Day weekend. I can tell you. And you know what? I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. I mean, let me tell you, I saw people on the road, on their road trips, as early as like 12 noon this afternoon, man. I'm not even joking around. So I'm sure that's what everybody's doing. And if you are going to have a nice Labor Day weekend, make sure to have a safe one, and make sure to not do anything too stupid, all right? And I know there's a lot of folks out there that are listening that are college kids
that are starting their first week of college, always remember, okay, that these professors are nothing more than a pog or a little voke in the machine that is higher education. And what you should do is show how intellectually endowed you are to these professors so that they do one of two things. Either they appreciate it or they hate on you. And why do you want either or? Because I'm telling you, man, you want to be a part of something, and you want people to remember you. You want, you know, when they go and ask your professor, hey, what was so and so like? Ah, well, he was a real rambunctious asshole. He challenged everything I said, but you know what? You know, he's the man. All right, he did his stay a thing. You know. So anyway. Once again, folks, let me go ahead and give you all the number again, all right? I think we've got about, there's not that many people, man. There's only about 400 or 500 people listening in live right now. We usually see about a G, maybe a little more than a G here on average. Sometimes, you know, depending on the day of the week, we usually have somewhere around the, you know, somewhere in the 10,000 range. It's very fickle. I don't know what it is about people in live content. You know what I mean? I don't understand what it is with people in live content. Anyway, 605-472-5691 is the number to call. And once you dial 605-472-5691, the access code is 464089. Anyway, folks, it doesn't look like anybody's calling in. And you know what? It's fine. I understand. Everybody's out. They're cruising for Labor Day. It's fucking Labor Day weekend, man. It's Labor Day freaking weekend. And I don't blame it. Look, you know what? While we're waiting for somebody to call, let me get into the voice chat in the True Capitalist Radio chat room here. Whoop, wrong one. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Where are we? Here we are. Weekend, man. Oh, wait a minute. They're listening. It's Labor Day freaking weekend. They're listeing. What's going on? Look, you know what? While we're waiting for somebody to call, let me get into the voice. Let's put that in there. Let me go ahead and get into the room here. Hey, what's going on to everybody? You're live on the broadcast. What's going on, man? Checkity check 1 2. Can everybody hear me? We're live. Anybody want to talk? What's going on?
Not much, man. How you going? Just thinking about going to Banging, a good old sausage sizzle.
Oh man, don't talk about sausage sizzles right now, man. Good God. And for all those that don't know what a sausage sizzle is, all right, it's an Australian cuisine in which they throw a fucking weenie, you know, like a wiener, like a hot dog wiener. They throw a weenie into a fucking piece of bread, like a regular sandwich piece of bread. They throw some shitty onions on it and some, I don't know what else, and that's the big delicacy out there in Australia. So anyway, hey, thank you for letting me know that you're going to hook it up with a sausage sizzle. What's up with everybody else in here in the True Capitalist Radio chat room?
Yo, what's going on, Gus?
What up, man? How you doing?
Not too bad here. Just, listening to the show.
Hey, I appreciate everybody listening to the show. We've got about 15 minutes, man. Is there any issue that y'all want to discuss here? TikTok. Nobody wants to discuss anything? Everybody's just kind of sitting there playing with their Peter?
Yeah, I don't think anyone really wants to talk. Everyone's pretty much still on mute for the show.
Oh man! All right. Well, you know what? Here. Let me put the show back. Weenie. All right. Like let me get out of here. Wiener. All right. Let me get out of there. And I want to be honest with you, man. It's Labor Day weekend. I want to be honest with you. I really did not want to do the broadcast today. I did not want to do the broadcast today at all. So you're kind of lucky that you even got a little bit of ghost here today, because I'm going to be completely honest with you, man. I mean, I just did not want to do this broadcast. And, I guess, since we're almost done with it, I think that I did pretty well, to say the least. But since everybody's pretty melancholy and everybody's just sitting there and nobody wants to talk and nobody wants to call in and everybody's just like, hey, I'm just sitting here and I'm just chilling. I'm waiting for the Labor Day holiday and the only thing I'm doing is this. I mean, give me a break. Give me a damn break. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get the hell out of here early, okay? I'm getting the hell out of here early, for Christ's sake. And the reason is because, first of all, I get no respect on the internet whatsoever, okay? When you got faggot Mr. Meadowcore out here getting $5,000 a month in fucking Patreon payments, and all he does is jerk off on a goddamn YouTube video every now and then, I think I deserve a fucking early let go, especially on Labor Day fucking weekend, all right? All right? No, so I'm getting the hell out of here, okay? Anyway, hey, follow me on Gab, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, okay? And if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all you've got to do is the following, okay? Go to my Gab, Politics Ghost, and click the subscribe button for premium content, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, go ahead and private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name. It's that damn simple. I'll give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. So anyway, I'm going to go into the chat room here in about 20 or 30 minutes and kick it with the True Capitalist Radio chat room. I don't know, I was just in there. It doesn't sound like, I don't know, it sounds like they were kind of waxing their carrot or something. I don't know what the hell's going on, but hopefully it gets a little bit more fun. It's fucking Baller Friday! Wake up! Right, Satan?
That's right. Wake up, you stupid little silly faggots.
I mean, come on! Good God. I know it's Labor Day weekend, but fucking get some goddamn energy. It's fucking low energy, right, Satan?
It's fucking low energy, for Christ's sake. I mean, what the fuck is this? Huh? A bunch of pussy-whipped assholes that are out here waxing their carrots to a bunch of fucking faggy little girl cartoons? We don't need that shit. Get the fuck out of here, for Christ's sake. I'm Satan and you people are boring the balls off of me, for Christ's sake. It's a weekend. It's a fucking weekend, you dumb fucks. Wake the fuck up. Alright, do something dangerous, for Christ's sake. Do something original. Good God. No wonder Ghost is going apeshit, for Christ's sake. I don't blame you, Ghost. Look at these fucking faggot morons. Good God, I'm Satan over here and I can't stand these fuckers. God damn it, these fucking faggots.
That's what I'm saying, Satan. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, folks, I'm getting the hell out of here, okay? Make sure to add to your favorites and bookmarks ghost.report, all right? It's as simple as that. That's the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, ghost.report. All right, spread that across the internets and throughout the world. And by the way, if you have not seen the latest apparel on ghost.market, well, then type that in your browser right now. Type that in your browser, ghost.market, and take a look at some of that apparel, baby. All right, anyway, I am out of here. Thank you all very much. Look at these people. Bring back Radio Graffiti. Listen, assholes, I'm not entertainment for tards, all right? I'm not entertainment for fucking tards. Now, am I a little jaded at the fact that, no one wants to talk? And I'm not blaming anyone specifically. I mean, if you take a look at most talk radio nowadays, it's a cringe fest whenever somebody calls in and tries to ask for something or tries to ask a question. You know? It's like, hi, how you doing there, man? I really like your show, and I'm just trying to... I mean, it's a cringe fest. I get it. Anyway, man, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm not bringing back Radio Graffiti. I'm not entertainment for tards. Do you understand that? I am not entertainment for tards. So stop even fucking suggesting it. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'll talk to you guys later on. All right? Long live the capitalist army, baby. All right? And death to feminism! Death to socialism! And death to communism! I'm out of here. I may or may not be here for Monday, Labor Day. I'm not too sure. All right? I'm not too sure if I'm going to be here for Labor Day. It depends on what happens in the cryptocurrency wishing well, for Christ's sake. Because in my opinion, I think everybody's going to be doing something, waxing their carrot, doing something on Labor Day, and they're probably not going to be listening to the broadcast. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. I may drink this weekend. I don't know. I may drink this weekend. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's like a bunch of pussies or something. It's like a pussy weekend. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling the weekend spirit this fucking weekend, and it's Labor Day weekend, man. It's like I don't know. I'm getting the hell out of here. All right, I'm out of here. I don't even know what the fuck to say, for Christ's sake. Hey, Satan, do you have any last words?
Yes, I want each and every one of you to keep doing everything evil. Do you understand? Because I love each and every one of your vain ways. I love even watching your fucking stupid egos. I love it all. I love you egotistical assholes that have no fucking kind of common sense. Keep feeding me your energy. I like it.